without further ado, let's say hello to the Sugar Show, one Sean O'Malley, who returns to action October 22nd. There he is. Hello, Sean. How are you? I love that.
How's it going, Ariel?
Wow.
Yeah.
Harmonica. I wasn't expecting that. Yes.
Man of many talents.
Who's behind you over there? Is that Tim?
No, that's not Tim.
I don't see his face.
24/7 bodyguard.
Oh, okay. Hello, sir.
His name, his undercover name, he goes by Schmitty.
Schmitty, what's happening? Does he speak?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Nice Prime. I got my own Prime as well here. Are you signed by Prime?
Oh
no.
No, that's an accident.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an accident.
How is that?
I do enjoy Prime though, but
you don't want to give.
I enjoy it. I like it.
All right. We don't need to give him a free plug though. Let's
like
not get
Logan.
crazy.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I feel like he's a friend, so
Yeah.
I like Logan.
All right. Well, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for doing this. Appreciate it as always. You're always very kind with your time. How was London? How was it over there? Did you feel the love? Did you enjoy it? Long trip from Arizona. How was it?
Yeah, it was a long trip because I was in Miami with the boys, the Nelk boys, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I get a call Monday from the UFC. Said, "Hey, you want to go to?" I'm talking into my mic when it's not even the right mic. I got a call and say, "Hey, you want to go to London on Wednesday?" And I was like, "Yeah." So every time I went to Miami, I've came back sick. You not a lot of sleep, a lot of alcohol. So I came back and I wasn't feeling great, and I toughed it out, made the trip to London on Wednesday afternoon, and it was a quick trip. It was good. London was fun. The press conference was fun. I had a good time, although I was feeling like dog shit.
Really? By the way,
yeah.
Why did they call you last minute to go over there?
I think they wanted to announce the fight. They needed that little boost for Charles Islam. It's a big fight. Not it's a big fight. TJ versus Aljo is a small fight, but it's it should be a bigger fight. They just needed that extra boost. They needed that Sugar Sean versus Petr Yan. They needed that hype. They needed that energy. They needed that that spark on the card, and that's really what kind of is putting this card over the top. Is me versus Peter. So they wanted there. You didn't see TJ there. You didn't see Aljo there. They'd sell 37, maybe 38 pay-per-views combined.
And I'm going to obviously ask you about the fight in a moment, but I did read, did you feel like lightheaded? Was it because you were feeling sick when you did the press conference?
It was.
Or I thought it was because of the lights, or you were wearing a jacket, I think. What was going on there?
Well, I think it was definitely a mixture of everything. I had not been sleeping. The flight, right when I landed in London at noon, I did media all day till like 7, pictures, interviews. Went back. I slept decent that night, but woke up, wasn't feeling great. And then I was just like having a little bit of hot flashes, and I was wearing a jacket. It was warm in there, and then the lights, and yeah, it was just a mixture of everything. I was still recovering from Miami. I still might be recovering from Miami. So I think it was just a mixture of traveling a ton, not sleeping a lot. But I feel great now, so that's all that matters.
Before I ask you about Yan, I haven't spoken to you since the Pedro Munhoz fight. So just curious, how do you feel about it now? Obviously, it went down. It ended unceremoniously. I don't know if you saw, he was on the show. He gave his account of what happened and how he was feeling and whatnot. How do you feel about how the whole thing went down?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to just feel like I won. That's just how I am. I feel I dominated. I didn't get hit once. And I was healthy, booked the flight, I went back to the UFC. I said, I want to fight again. I'm like, that wasn't satisfying. That's not the way, obviously you want to fight to end. I wanted to get the dub in a different way. I wanted a spectacular fashion. Didn't quite get it, was ready to go. Everyone in the top 10 booked out. Everyone in the top 10 has a fight. Petr Yan was the only one that didn't have a fight. And going into that fight, he said, "Hey, call me out if you win." Joe Rogan forgot to hand me the mic after I won, so I wasn't able to call him out after that. So it kind of just got, there wasn't a good way to call him out. UFC was like, all right, well, we'll see. We'll see if Peter, wants that fight. And for some reason, I wasn't expecting him to accept it, to be honest. So
why weren't you expecting him?
I just, it's a risky fight for Peter. He's not stupid. He looks at, well, maybe he is. he looks at me and he's gotta be he's a high level boxer, he's a high level MMA fighter. He's got to look at me and know that I have legitimate skills. I'm not really in the top 10. But I think, in his mind, a win over me is a huge win. Even when Cheeto supposedly beat me, he got a fight. He fought Jose Aldo, who was coming off a title fight. So a win over me isn't nothing. A win over me, I'm the biggest name in the bantamweight division. I'm one of the biggest names in UFC. So, I guess in those terms, I'm not surprised he took the fight. Stylistically, we get to see how that plays out October 22nd.
We actually just spoke to TJ right before you. He didn't talk smack or anything like that. He did say he thought it was a win-win for you because, hey, if you lose to him, he's Petr Yan. He's one of the best bantamweights. If you win, it's a huge win. Do you view it the same way?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to look at it like that. I don't really want that to be my mindset going into this fight. Well, I lose the number one guy. I mean, that's how it is. That's what it is, though. But I just believe in creating these powerful moments, these magical moments, and I think this is how superstars are created. I go out there and starch Petr Yan October 22nd in Abu Dhabi. That's massive. That is how superstars are born. And I just feel like this is a perfect fight in my career. Perfect time, perfect opponent. It's just my time to go out there, and I'm already dialed in mentally. I'm 12 weeks out. I only fought 3.5 weeks ago, and I'm already mentally ready to get back into camp and dial in and train for Peter. So I'm just excited about the opportunity, and I believe I'll capitalize on the opportunity. And I think the higher level guys I fight, the better sugar you guys are going to get. I've not been able to show my true MMA skills inside the octagon. I really did think Pedro was going to be the one to bring it out of me. It wasn't, obviously. That went how it went, but I think Peter's the guy to really let's see how good I really am.
So if it was up to you, would you actually be fighting earlier?
Like same, if it was Abu Dhabi, same card, same everything, I wouldn't mind bumping it up 4 weeks. So these next 3-4 weeks is, I'm going to have to be disciplined and not being as disciplined, because fight camps are very mentally draining, and you can only be so disciplined, so dialed in for so far out that I don't want to. These next couple weeks that they're going to be like a pre-fight camp. So I'm going to just, my sleep, eating, everything's going to be dialed in, but I'm going to have a little bit of wiggle room to have maybe some chips with my dinner.
Right. Chips with your dip, as Drake once said. Remember?
Yep. That was a good one.
Right. By the way, Bodyguard, is he getting bored back there? Like, I almost feel like I need to offer him a drink or something. Is everything okay?
He's on clock. He's doing what he needs to be doing right now. And that's watching over me, making sure no one busts into my gaming apartment while I'm streaming on YouTube right now.
Wait, are you streaming right this moment?
Area safe. I am streaming this moment, but they can't hear you because I have my AirPods in. So it's kind of like they're just looking at me and hearing me talk to you without no reply.
Wow. So this is like a 2-camera shoot here.
Yeah, we're on yeah, pretty much. I quit streaming on Twitch.
Why?
Oh shit. Just YouTube's just a sec. Ooh, YouTube's just a better platform.
Right.
Really, at the end of the day, I just really like YouTube. And it makes more sense to stream on YouTube.
You can make more money there too.
You can make more money. I find it's harder for people to subscribe. Like on Twitch, it's easier. I think you can do it on your phone, and on YouTube, I think people have been having trouble being able to subscribe on their phone. I think you have to do it on a laptop, which definitely kills the subscriber count. But YouTube is already an established platform for me. I already have 420,000 subscribers, so there's more eyes.
Right. And by the way, this is like a streaming apartment that you have? This is separate from your home?
Yeah, this is across the street from my house. Wow. I actually been waiting for Starlink for like 2 years now. The internet at my house is dog shit. The internet literally across the street, I can get the highest speed internet you can get. And so I had to do that. And Big Schmitty and his buddy Brendan actually live in this apartment now. But I just bought another house. So we're gonna have a little a little gaming house.
Wow, like a compound. If you will.
Yeah, so him, Brendan, and then another one of my subscribers, Sonoman, they're all moving down, and they're gonna live in that house. And yeah.
Do you feel like, I feel like you're the closest that, you mentioned Nelk Boys, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, there's this whole, I don't know what you want to call it, fan base, community, all this, this whole YouTube era, people that are your age. Do you feel like you are the closest thing? You are the bridge to that community in the UFC. You're the closest, like you're their guy, you're their representative. You feel the most love from them. Is that the way? Like, do you feel like you have a connection to them more so than any other fighter?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you could even call myself a YouTuber in a sense. Like we make vlogs. We do a bunch of podcasts that stream live on YouTube. I'm just a YouTuber that likes to fight, Ariel. I think
No,
is what the people are
you're not
saying.
that.
Yeah, part-time fighter.
No, like you. Do you watch like KSI and all that stuff? Are you down with that?
I don't watch much KSI. I watch all Steve will do its videos, all the Nelk Boys videos, obviously. Danny Duncan is one of my favorite vloggers. Gideon's popping off. His shit's hilarious. I keep up with like the top vloggers for the most part, or the ones that I like to watch. That was epic. That dude's always doing sweet shit. So yeah, I definitely of a fan. I probably watch more YouTube than really anything.
But you don't like the KSI fighting, like the YouTube boxing and all that stuff.
Oh
Wasabi and
yeah,
all these guys. You watch that?
not super familiar with all the YouTube boxing stuff. Obviously, the
Blueface.
Jake Paul, Blueface, baby.
I don't even know what that
That
is.
guy?
I just hear his name popping up.
I think that was him. Yeah, I don't really watch YouTube boxing. I don't really watch boxing. I don't honestly really watch the UFC ever. To be like, there has to be a massive fight for me to watch the UFC. I would rather play Call of Duty for the most part.
I saw you in a gas station at a Shell station with This Is Epic. You were doing a whole thing.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was epic. Yeah.
That was epic.
Yeah, that shit's fun. That's on his channel. He just hit me up. He lives in Arizona. He's got a massive YouTube following. He's like, hey, you want to film? We'll create some content. And I was like, hell yeah, that was fun. So that was fun. It's like kind of like acting off the top of the head, kind of just like, all right, let's just fucking be silly. So I really enjoyed doing stuff like that.
So just going back to the fight, did you see the reaction when it was announced? Kind of came out of the blue, and everyone was like, "Damn, what is?" It's funny because all you would hear is you don't want to fight anyone in the top 10. You won't want to fight anyone who's ranked this and that, and then you fight this dude who people view as maybe the second best bantamweight in the world now that Aljo's champ and beat him decisively. And it's like, oh, Sugar's insane. He's lost his mind. It's like you can't win either way.
Yeah, I'm never going to be able to win either way. I can go out there and beat Petr Yan, and people are still going to say, yeah, but he lost something. So it's always going to be something. Yeah, definitely announcing this fight kind of shook up the MMA community, got a huge buzz. Like my engagement on social media was absolutely insane. I know UFC's and ESPN's was looking good too. When we announced that fight, the people in Abu Dhabi are so excited that the Sugar Show is going to come there and perform for them. Yeah, it's a you never can win all the fans over. It's just not going to happen.
First time in the UFC not fighting in Vegas. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, first time fighting in somewhere out of Vegas. I believe I'm just a true professional performer. I believe I can perform anywhere as long as Uncle Dana, Sean Shelby are watching. I believe that I'll be able to perform. So, I think the main card will start at 10 p.m. in Abu Dhabi. I'm going to go over a little over 2 weeks out, get dialed in, get settled in, make sure that, my sleep and everything's on point and ready to perform at 10 p.m. Hopefully, I'm asked to see if the UFC, how could they not want me opening up that card? I think they put the best two fights, the one that opens up the card and then the one that ends the card. So me and Charles are going to go out there with a bang and put on a show for Abu Dhabi.
By the way, have you looked into it? Not just curious. What are the rules in terms of marijuana and whatnot in the UAE? I just want to make sure everything's okay. We don't want any issues. Is there any rules about that?
I think it's frowned upon there. I don't think I will have any issues, though. I think, for me, dialing in is part of that. Is just kind of, I quit about 3 weeks out, which is perfect. A little right before I head over there, I'll be clean as can be, and I'll have no issues with that.
Is that hard to stop?
But thanks for looking out for me.
I am looking out. I don't want no situations where we find out Sean O'Malley, this guy was found.
I'm in jail in Abu Dhabi. Oof. No, I won't have any issues with that. I think it's just part of I know where I need to be to perform at the highest level, and that's as clear headed as I can possibly be, and that's for me. Not smoking 3 weeks out before the fight. It's kind of been a sweet spot for me, and I don't really have any issues with it. I'm not addicted to where I'm having withdrawals, and I use marijuana to enhance my life, to enhance what I'm doing. So it's not something that I need to, be happy. I use it purely to enhance whatever I'm doing. So for me, I don't need it. And cutting 3 weeks out is money, and I enjoy it actually.
Did you see this quote? I was reading it before you came on. I don't know if you heard Dana White yesterday at the press conference after Contender Series saying that he was not so into this fight, and Sean Shelby had to sell him on the fight. I was wondering if you saw it and what your reaction was to that quote. And did you know that?
I didn't know that, and I think I saw that this morning. Yeah, Dana saying something like that. I don't know. I'm not really looking at it either way. I think it's once I face plant Peter into the canvas, Dana will be like, okay, that was a good fight. Regardless, me versus Peter is an epic fight. It's a sweet, sweet kickboxing fight, if I had to guess. Two very high level strikers, two very high level MMA fighters, and it's going to be a very interesting fight. I believe I have what it takes to put Peter's lights out.
Anything like you say, like, I want to prove him wrong now. Like, this is extra motivation. He didn't think I could hang with Peter. He didn't think it made sense for me. Do you view it like that?
No, not at all. I think I think Dana really likes me.
Yeah.
I fucking love Dana. So I think with him saying that, it was no disrespect or anything. It's just his opinion, and anybody can have their own opinion. I don't really care, but I think Dana. I think that fight gets Dana excited. I think Dana's been doing this for a long time. Him, could be getting burnt out of it. Fights every weekend. What fight's gonna make Dana go, I need to watch that. I have to watch that fight. I need to know what happened. There's a very, very few fights. Me and Peter, Charles and Islam's an interesting fight. Those two fights are the only ones I can really think of coming up that are just so interesting. Like, how does this play out?
Diaz Khamzat.
I think a lot of people are just kind of writing Diaz off. I think 90% of people think Khamzat's going to go in there and ragdoll him. I don't necessarily think that's true. But I think that's kind of the narrative around that fight. Is I'm actually very curious to see how much that sells. Nate Diaz is a massive star, obviously, probably top 2 in the UFC right now. But I'm very interested in seeing how many pay-per-views that sells. If it does over 400,000, I think, do people want to pay to see Diaz get whooped? I don't know. I'm curious.
By the way, your guy hasn't moved. Like, this dude doesn't even flinch.
Yeah, no, he's frozen solid there.
It's crazy. It's like making me uncomfortable. Just the fact that he's like one of those guards outside of Buckingham Palace that doesn't flinch. It's incredible.
Yeah, hopefully his knees don't buckle and he goes tumbling down.
He just moved. Wait, can he hear me right now? Am I making him laugh? Is he laughing right now?
No,
I feel like I've cracked him right now. Can he not hear me?
I have an AirPod in, so I don't think he can hear you. He probably just farted.
I feel like he's about to laugh right now. I think I could crack him. Look,
I'm surprised.
Look, he's laughing. He's laughing. How is he reacting?
Make him laugh.
How is he reacting to this right now?
You could definitely make him laugh. I'm surprised he hasn't laughed or said a word in the last 20 minutes either, to be honest.
Wow. He's just as I'm praising him, he's about to crack.
Sugar service member.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see the Yan Aljo fight?
Yan Aljo fight. Yeah, the second one or the first one?
No, the second.
I saw both actually.
Yeah, what do you think of him in the second one?
Going into that fight, I had Aljo. I said, I think everyone's underestimating Aljo. I think he's coming out with a different game plan. He obviously learned from the first fight. He can't go in there like a fucking spaz and empty his tank in the first round. He went in there with a different game plan. I feel like he kind of got Peter a little emotional. Peter was trying to really swing, take his head off, giving up bad positions, got his back took a couple times. They're definitely 1-1. Peter whooped him in the first fight, I'd say. Well, maybe not whooped, but Peter definitely got the better of him in the first fight. In the second fight, Aljo didn't really hurt him much, but he controlled him. He took his back a couple times, which obviously is a dangerous position to be in MMA. Not a ton of damage, but you don't want to give your back up. You don't want to have someone on your back. It's definitely not how you win the round. So, they're 1-1. It's a fight. I mean, Aljo's not a star for whatever reason. No one really wants to see him. I think Peter's definitely a bigger star than Aljo. So, I think this fight is the fight people really want to see, is me versus Peter.
Do you Did you like the fact that you're on the same card as the champion? Aljo, I know you made the comment about how he owes you or will owe you a cut of the pay-per-view.
Yeah. He does contractually.
Right. But do you like that? Like, are you going to try to take some shine away from him? Do you want to prove that you're a bigger name, bigger star than the actual champion?
Well, I think that's obvious. I don't think there needs to be any proving that I'm the bigger star. But the thing is, October 22nd, who's going to shine brighter that night? That's what matters. I go out there and just get whooped by Peter, and he goes out there and beats TJ. You know, he's a fucking star of the night. So I need to go out there and get the job done. Let's beat Peter. So we'll see. The only thing that matters is October 22nd. Who's going to come and have a better performance? You know, Aljo's a tough motherfucker, but I think TJ is going to be a very, very, very tricky fight for Aljo. TJ is, in my eyes, a better striker. Maybe not a better grappler, but he's not going to give up his back like Peter, I don't think. And I'm interested in that fight. I'm talking it down a little bit. I'm interested in that fight, and so are about 38 other people. So we'll watch it after I beat Peter, and it'll be fun little fight to watch before Islam versus Charles, which I'm very excited about.
Who do you think wins, Aljo and TJ, ultimately?
If I had to guess, I'd say TJ. You can't write Aljo off, though. You know, he's the champion for a reason. He's the number one guy in our division, and you got to respect that. So I think TJ can get the job done, but I wouldn't be surprised if Aljo beat him.
By the way, before they booked you against Yan, was there any talk of you versus Cejudo? I saw that little thing backstage at T-Mobile. Was there any talk of this?
No, I asked for that fight. They said obviously the USADA thing was he's not eligible, and then Peter was all up there too, and I'm gonna take the Peter fight. Henry's inconsistent. Who knows if he's even coming back? He's fat as fuck. Let's be real. He's not making 25 ever again. He might not be able to make 35 ever again. I think his eyes, if I had to guess, were up at 45. But you never know. Adding him to the division would be exciting. Who knows? Adding what's the 25er, the champ?
Figueiredo.
Yeah, Adam Figueiredo. He might pop up to the division. Bantamweight division's absolutely just stacked right now. I heard Cub Swanson might be coming down to hang out with the little boys, the little guys rather. Sounded weird. So yeah, the bantamweight division's just stacked. So much fun stuff in there. But with Henry, who knows? It's hard to take him serious.
But you did actually ask for him.
I would have took that fight 100%. The narrative of me not wanting to fight these guys has been just the narrative, and I could sit here and say that's not true, and it's still going to be the narrative because of the fights I was getting offered from the UFC. If you guys get offered Eddie Wineland, Thomas Almeida, the Chris Moutinho was a short notice, obviously, but all those fights of I'm not going to sit here and say no. I want to fight someone tougher for the same amount of money. I'm going to fight those guys, of course. Yeah. I'm going to add to my highlight reel. I'm going to take those guys out and put on beautiful performances. So the narrative now is going to switch to, I will fight anyone. The bantamweight division, the best division in the UFC, and I want to beat Peter. I want to become champ, and I want to defend the belt. So that's going to be the new narrative. Is I will fight anybody.
Do you feel like you're being taken care of now?
Financially or just relationship wise?
Both.
Yeah, I'd say I'm happy with where I'm at in the UFC, with how I'm being paid, how I'm being treated. I'm definitely happy. It's just really been a perspective change in how, looking at the UFC as more of this is a platform for me to sell merch, to do all this stuff. We've had this conversation before, but it really helped my perspective in the relationship I have with the UFC, looking at it as that way. That I'm going to take advantage of these opportunities. I'm not getting paid more now that I'm fighting Peter. On my last contract, I fought Pedro, and now I'm fighting Peter. So I didn't ask for more money. I'm fighting the number one guy. I'm just going to go out there and take advantage of the opportunity, and that is to fight Peter. I'm lucky to be able to be in this position, to be healthy, to be able to be 27, going into my prime, fighting these top level guys, and I'm just going to take advantage of that.
That's a very interesting perspective that I don't think a lot of people take into account. Don't sit and wait for them to push me. I'll use this platform in order to get over in different different areas like the merch that you do such a great job in and the other stuff. That's very smart. Another guy who's maybe doing that now is Patty. I know you were with Patty. What did you think of seeing the whole Patty show in person?
Yeah, I thought I was there for the weigh-ins. The weigh-ins weren't super crazy because they limited the capacity of how many people could be there. So it wasn't crazy loud. It wasn't like this crazy. It wasn't. I didn't stay for the fights. Obviously, I wanted to get home. I wanted to get back to my family. My little princess is growing like crazy, and like I said, I was in Miami for 3 days, and I didn't plan on going to London, so I didn't want to be gone any longer. So I didn't stay for the fights. I didn't feel hear the crowd from when we walked out. But just being there was cool. I met Patty, I think, one other time at the fights in Phoenix. He's a goofball. He's a character. He's a young lad.
Just a couple more things, and then I'll let you go. By the way, what do you think of Cheeto versus Dom happening in just a couple of weeks? Who do you like in that one?
Yeah. Also, I actually honestly completely forgot about that fight. That fight's happening. It's an interesting fight. It's a good fight. I'm excited. I will watch that fight if I remember to. It's a main event with zero hype behind it. At least I forgot about it. I don't know. I'm excited to see how that plays out. Dom, he's obviously getting a little bit older, but even watching his last fight against Pedro, he looks good. Doesn't look as fast, but he looks good. Looks sharp. Cheeto, his last fight. Remind me.
Cheeto just beat Rob Font in April. Remember that?
Yeah, beat Rob. Yeah. That I do. That was a good performance from Cheeto. Beat up Rob pretty bad actually. That was another fight I was actually interested in. Was the Rob Font fight after this one? They said he's not ready to go yet. So that should be a good fight. 5-5. I don't know. If I had to guess, it's hard to count out Cheeto. He's a gamer. He's tough. He's well-rounded. He's good everywhere. Super durable. Not very smart, which makes him like tougher, I think. And it's a good fight. I think he could definitely beat Dominic Cruz. I could see Dominic squeaking out a decision too. Maybe I don't really see either of them finishing each other. I'll be watching that fight.
At any point, is Pedro something that you want to do again? Just to no,
there's no way. I mean, I've seen guys take fucking fingers all the way through their eyes and like continue. They want it. They want to win. Like obviously it was an accident. I just really didn't feel like that did enough damage to completely stop that fight. Like just watching it in slow mo. I don't even think the groin shot was a nut shot. Right after that, he was rubbing his eye, which I punched right before that. I don't think so. There's no need for that fight to happen again. It's not like he's a draw. It's not like he's a big name. The only thing was he was a top 10 guy, and people wanted to see me fight top 10 guys. So I think I went in there, did what it sucks, but I won. It's over now.
Okay. And finally, has the UFC explicitly said to you or your management, you win this fight on October 22nd, you're getting a title shot? Like, is that in writing or at least been verbalized to you guys?
I am my management. So,
are you solo now?
No, I guess. Yeah. Solo dolo.
Oh, wow.
No middleman, no one taking a random percentage for being a middleman. I do all my own deals and shit gets done right. So
can I ask about that? Can I follow up? I'm fascinated by that. Why do you?
Go ahead.
Are you just curious? Like, why do you feel? I actually think it's an interesting take on things, especially with the way the UFC likes to, do business. Why do you feel like that's best for you?
Well, say UFC gets a sponsorship deal, and then whoever handles that at the UFC, they're like, "Oh, this UFC wants Sean O'Malley. I'm going to go to his management," and then their management takes 20%, 15%, whatever, just to tell me about the deal, not to do anything, just to say, "Hey, UFC called. Do you want to do this deal?" I'm like, "Sure." It's the same thing. I mean, with fight pay money too, it's like, you want 15% of my money because you did what? No, that ain't happening. Oh, you want some of the bonus too? Yeah, not happening. It just makes sense. I personally enjoy doing all the business side of things. So there's some fighters that are probably like, fuck that. I don't even want to look at that stuff. You take care of it and I'll give you the percentage. Like there's people like that. 100 cool. I like to be a part of my deals. I like to be directly in communication with all my brand deals, the UFC specifically, just everyone. I don't want any miscommunication that always seems to happen when there's an extra voice in the middle. And it's just not necessary, at least for me. I don't want to talk for everyone, but it's nice getting that check, and it's not, you have to write your 15%. You pay the coaches. I pay Brandon. I pay Tim. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to write a check to a management team for really not doing much.
Okay, fair enough. Back to the question I was asking you, has it been said to you that you win, you get a title shot?
It has not been said that. I'm really not too worried about it. I go out there and put on a beautiful performance against, Petr Yan. I'm not really too worried about, hey, I don't get a title shot. I'm the biggest name in the division. I'm going to get a title shot. I got this fight. You know what I mean? So it hasn't been talked about. Also, I go out there and put Peter's lights out. I'm doing a media tour for 6 months. I'm going to be chilling. So I'll get the title shot.
Okay, but so for you, that's what you would want, right? To be clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. I go out there and beat the number one guy. Yeah, give me the title shot. Even if I have to wait, respect to Jose Aldo if he wins and he wants to fight for the title. I'll chill, train, get better, time to improve. I'll be 28 at the time. No hurry for me. Next fight will be the title if I go out there and put Petr Yan's lights out.
And you think, is that what you're expecting? Knockout?
Every time I get into a fight, I'm expecting a knockout. Someone this high level. I've never fought someone the level of Peter. Pedro was probably the closest guy, and I believe Peter's quite a bit better than Pedro. With that being said, Pedro didn't hit me. I think Peter will be very, very hard to knock out if I'm looking at it from analytical, just mindset. I don't think he's been finished. He doesn't get hit very clean too often. If anyone's going to be able to put his lights out, it's me. And like I said, I believe in those special moments. I believe in those magical moments. So October 22nd, I would not be surprised if I put Peter's lights out.
It'd be sick, by the way. Your hair is in the UAE colors, like the green, the red, the white.
Yeah, last time I tried to do my hair, any country flag was the Cheeto fight. So I'm like, maybe that's bad luck.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know if I want to do that. But I did think about that. Someone also brought that up. And I'm like, yeah, that would be sweet. I'm like, maybe I stay away from the country color flag.
Fair. I forgot about the Cheeto thing. Fair enough. I don't want to screw anything up.
Karma.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Karma kicked me.
You're killing it, man. Keep it up. Congrats on all the success. Congrats on getting the fight. Congrats on everything that you're doing. Congrats to Schmitty back there for standing straight for 30 minutes. I mean, I can't even imagine what's going on in his mind. I see not even like a flinch, a fart, or anything. Nothing. He won't even have to go to the gym today because I guarantee that's fucking. He's a big boy, so standing that long ain't no easy task. I mean, his legs are probably exhausted at this point. And the YouTube channel is my guy just sent it to me. I see it right here. Let me give it a shot. What is it? It's
appreciate you. Should just be Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley, yeah. Look at you. Wow, you know what? I clicked. It's a very nice quality stream. I see it right here.
Ariel, I see you too. Well,
oh hey,
through here, but yeah, we got the people popping up. It's nice. It's I enjoy streaming. I enjoy going live, even if I'm not gaming, just coming on and talking to the fans. I think that's why I do get along and have such a good relationship with my fans, though. It's because of streams like this. Like, we'll sit here multiple hours a day, 5-6 days a week, and hang out with the fans. It's pretty, intimate, and it's as close as you get without being in person. So I think that goes a long way.
Well done. Thanks for doing this as always, man. Good luck in training. Speak to you soon. Take care.
See you, brother.
There he is, Sean O'Malley with the harmonica. That was impressive.